I know that you're drunk. Yeah. Tell me what you want after this club. You know you're nasty. No Uber ride.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be going on a wine tour with my building. They're bringing us to two different wineries today. I don't remember the names, but it's within the Hudson Valley, and I'm super excited. We leave at 9:15. I just went downstairs to like sign the waiver and stuff like that because they need us to sign a waiver. So we're heading out around 9:15. I came back upstairs for a little just to charge my phone a little bit more. But yeah, I'm so excited to take you on this journey. I can't wait to taste some good wine. And then they're supposed to do like a picnic for us after that with lunch and everything like that. So I'm excited. I'm going by myself because they got booked up real quick, because as soon as they post stuff on the building website of like things to do, it's usually always like they click on that shit so fast. I don't know if they're sitting at their computer waiting for events to pop up, but luckily my sister was able to get me a seat at least, because she's not going to the winery, so it's just me and then other people that live in my building. So I'm excited because I love wine. So I'm excited to see. Hopefully it's fun and like everybody's cool and like we get to drink some good wine and the food is good. I'm just ready for a good time. I had such a hard week at work for the past like 2 weeks, and I'm just ready to unwind, get some wine, get some food. So yeah, I'll check back in with you guys when I'm on the way, or when I at least get to one of the wineries. The drive is about an hour and a half, so I brought like a little snack just to have on the bus. But yeah, I brought a little snack to eat, like a sandwich and some chips. But you know, I'm hoping everything is good, everybody's nice. Yeah, so check in with y'all later. Anyways, we're waiting to leave. I'm on the bus right now. The bus is really cool. There's not much people. I don't know. They said the event was like packed, but I don't see much people on the bus right now, so it's pretty weird. But yeah, on the bus. Guys, we made it to the winery.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. Yes, bathrooms are right here. Are you? Okay.
We made it to the winery. We got here a little bit early, so we're waiting.
We're a boutique tour company that caters to wonderful guests exploring the Hudson Valley. And today we have the best day planned for you with the help of Ari and Samantha. Great round of applause for that. They were very particular about what they needed for you all. So just a couple hits, things that I want to just go over quickly is we have a great day planned. We're actually going to depart here, I would say around 12:30ish, 1 o'clock, but I'm going to get an exact time as we go through the day here and make sure you get to experience everything without rushing around. So we're going to start the day with a beautiful cellar tour. This is the oldest winemaking region in the U.S. So this is the oldest winery in America. I'm not going to give too much away because I don't want to steal anybody's thunder in the cellar tour. But it's probably one of our guests' favorite experiences when they get to come and visit. So that's number one. Number two, we want to make sure you're having the best time. So really anything you want or need, we want to try to make that happen. To give you a timeline, lunch, you'll start eating probably around like maybe 1:15, 1:30 to start snacking. So if anybody needs any snacks, chips, waters, we have it. But I wanted to let you guys know so you don't feel like you're on this road of no food. You'll have plenty of wine. Right? Plenty of wine. So 11 o'clock, we're going to start the cellar tour. We have a few more minutes. And we'll get all of that together. And then lastly, little housekeeping, that's kind of what I call it, is obviously anything you guys want or need, we want to make it happen. And also, if you feel like we went above and beyond for you all, gratuity is always lovely at the end, but not expected. So cheers to the day, and thank you all for being here. Woo! So we'll be right back. We'll bring your tour guide out.
Delaware, Isabella. In the 60s, people's tastes in the U.S. were changing. They didn't want American grape-based wines. They wanted European, vinifera grape-based wines. They wanted Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Chardonnay. Those grapes don't grow well here in the Hudson Valley. So the decision was made, pull up the vineyards, buy all of our grapes. We still buy all of our grapes today, mostly from the Finger Lakes region of New York. We get our Riesling, Gewürztraminer, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Cabernet Franc, all from up there. North Fork of Long Island, Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot grapes. Hudson Valley, Baco Noir, Concord, Niagara.
We're about to go check out the museum cellars, so we're going down in the wine cellar to check out where they keep the wines and how they store it and stuff like that.
First name was John. His last name was Jakes. John Jakes was of Scottish origin, born in Plainfield, New Jersey. He came here in 1810. He was a bootmaker by trade. He opened up a bootmaking shop here in what was then called the hamlet of Little York. Then he opened the general store and eventually started planting grapes. He noticed the small grape growing industry was starting in the Hudson Valley. He joined in. At the peak he had over 10 acres, and this is a rendering of what this place used to look like. That's the mansion that we saw up above. Vineyards on this side, vineyards on the other. We were standing right in the middle of the vineyards. He sold his grapes locally into the New York City market. All was going pretty well for John until 1839, when the price of grapes dove, and he was no longer willing to sell grapes for such a low price. Now, prior to 1839, he was toying with making wine, and he thought he was getting good. So he took all of his grapes, opened up his own winery. He named it the Blooming Grove Winery, named it after the town of Blooming Grove that the hamlet of Little York was a part of. His first product was church wine. Remember I mentioned he was an elder in the church in Washingtonville. He saw a need for some good church wine, he started making it. He also made medicinal wines. Now, back in the 1800s, say I went to my doctor, Doc, my knees are killing me. My stomach, what can you do? Often my doctor would prescribe for me a bottle of wine, a port, a sherry, or something along those lines. And if I liked it, I'd go back to the doc and say, oh, God, doc, today's a bad day. A lot of wine that way. Now, John's wines, they had a good reputation. They were considered unadulterated. What that meant was they weren't cloudy. There wasn't sediment in them. He didn't water them down to try to make more money. With their good reputation, his business grew, but he grew too old to run it. So he had his 3 sons take over. Oldest, John Jakes Jr. One of the first things the brothers did was they changed the name of the winery to the Jakes Brothers Winery. They upped their production church medicinal wines, started making brandies, aperitifs, but over time they got older, and eventually 2 of the 3 passed away. The remaining brother was Charles. None of them had an heir, which back in the 1800s meant a male child. They had daughters, no sons, and by 1886, Charles had gotten too old to run the winery. There were only daughters, no sons, so he sold. I like to see the ladies' faces when I say that, because I know you're not happy. But later in our story, it becomes a woman's world. Right now, it's a man's world. He sold the winery to somebody that he knew, a wine merchant that he used to deal with named Jesse Emerson. Jesse and his son Edward took over. Now, Jesse, being a wine merchant, he had a lot of customers and knew a lot of people. One of his customers happened to be a religious cult in upstate New York, named the Brotherhood of New Life. Had a very charismatic leader, thought he had supernatural powers. He also believed in a curious practice called free love, which for him was a great practice. He practiced quite often. But nothing is free, and eventually the cult disbanded. But Jesse saw an opportunity. His #1 product was still church wine, and the name Brotherhood fit nicely. He adopted it, changed the name of our winery to the Brotherhood Winery. And that's how we got our name. From a religious cult in upstate New York that believed in free love. No monks running around. The opposite of monks. He had another great idea. Started making champagne here in the old French traditional method, méthode champenoise. They got a good reception in champagnes, enabled him to make enough money to build the stone buildings you saw up above. He even had a building in your neck of the woods, New York City. This is on the corner of Washington and Spring Street in the city, if any of you know where that is. So he was doing well until 1920.
Prohibition.
Yes, perfect. Prohibition, a terrible idea. So the winery is getting ready to be closed. But a last-minute bill passed in Congress. If you produce church or medicinal wine of a low enough alcohol content, you could remain open. So by 1920, Edward had taken over from his father. He had to reorganize the winery a little bit. He had to stop making everything except church and medicinal wine. Partnered with the head of the Sacramento wine division, Louis Farrell. They had a good business during Prohibition. One of the main reasons is they had a very large and reliable customer, the Cardinal of New York. Loved Brotherhood's wines. He had all the churches in his diocese buy their wines from here. But business got even better in 1933, which was the end of Prohibition. Now back in 1915, they produced over 500,000 bottles of champagne. That was going to be ready in the early 20s, but they couldn't sell it because it was Prohibition, but they held on to it. And that's a picture of Louis Farrell showing it off down here in the cellars to some New York dignitaries and members of the press. The New York Times called Louis Farrell Champagne King of America because no one had a cache of champagne after Prohibition like the Brotherhood Winery did. They became famous, made a lot of money. Rode the champagne wave into the war years. By then, Edward Emerson had passed away, Louis Farrell, sole owner. But in 1947, Louis Farrell himself passed away. But his son took over, Louis Farrell Jr., managed the harvest that year. Then he had to go to his doctor for a routine procedure that unexpectedly killed him. He was young. He had no wife, no children, and he had no will. So the winery was left to his remaining relatives, who were 3 cousins. One cousin bought out the other two. Francis Farrell bought out his other two cousins, and Francis and his wife Eloise took over. Ladies, this is your turn. Francis was a very good businessman, knew nothing about wine. She did. Even sent her to California to learn more about wine and winemaking, and she became a driving force here at the winery. One of the first projects she was involved with was helping to create 3 specialty wines. First one was called Rosario, patterned after their church wine formula, Concord and Niagara grapes. Second one was called a May wine. The label's behind you on the wall, second from the right. Patterned after the May wines in Germany. First of May in Germany, every year they celebrate spring with a May wine. Her May wine had strawberry extract, sweet winter herbs added to it. The third one was called Holiday. It was patterned after the mulled wines of colonial days, a spiced wine meant to be served warm. 13 spices, cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice, among others. We still make all 3 today, and in the tasting you'll get to try the church wine Rosario if you wish. But she was just getting started, because in the early 60s, she helped start wine tourism here, one of the first wineries in the country to have wine tourism. And that's the other reason the vineyards went bye-bye. At the peak of tourism here in the 60s and early 70s, over 500,000 visitors a year. On the weekends, 5,000 to 6,000 people a day. Cellars packed, upstairs packed, parties all over. There was no competition. There were no breweries, distilleries, other wineries. This was party central for the tri-state area back then. The age in New York for drinking back then was 18, and there were no drunk driving laws. You could just go wild, and no one's going to bother. Make it to your car, we'll see you tomorrow. They needed room for the cars. They were pulling up the vineyards, they just pulled them up a little earlier to make room for the cars. This picture taken right where you're standing under the chandelier. If you bought 6 or more bottles of wine from the Brotherhood Winery in a year, you're invited to come down here for 2 hours. All the food you could eat, all the wine you could drink for free. And in the invitation, you were encouraged to bring 8 of your friends with you. Good deal. But don't be excited, we don't do that anymore. And she couldn't keep it going for as long as she wanted because she didn't realize how much people would eat and drink for free in 2 hours. It cost her a lot of money, but it was packed, as you see. In 1970, her husband passed away. She took over the winery. First woman in the United States to own and operate a winery. Special lady. The 80s came, she was getting older. She had a daughter, Anne. Didn't seem too interested. So by 1987, Eloise had gotten too old to run the winery. Her daughter didn't want it, so she sold it. But she sold it to someone that loves wine as much as she did, a winemaker and his business partners. The winemaker's name was Cesar Baeza. They bought the winery with 2 main goals. First, bring back the tourism of the 60s and early 70s. Second, produce single varietal wines. Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Pinot Noir, Riesling, Chardonnay. Cesar was an accomplished winemaker. Before he got here, his wines here won many awards. So business was picking up. But in '99, the fire, stone buildings burnt down. Business partners got antsy. They wanted to get out. They didn't want to put a lot of money back in the winery. But Cesar did not want to get out. So he went back to his native Chile, looking for new business partners. And in 2005, he found them. Families Louis Chadwick and Pablo Castro. They owned a winery in Chile called Casa Patronales. Partnered with Cesar, bought the Brotherhood Winery. They rebuilt the stone buildings. This is inside Grandma Narcol. They updated the bottling facilities and the wine labs. They even bring some of their Chilean wines here for people to try. And in the tasting today, you'll get to try some Chilean wines if you wish. They've owned it since 2000. Oh, and that's why no one lives in the mansion. They live in Chile. They come visit a couple times a year, stay in the mansion, but that's about it. There's even an indoor pool in the mansion. Any questions before we keep going in the cellar? All right, let's keep going. To get your bearings underground, you're under the gift shop right now. Around you are 1,000-gallon white oak barrels that we used to age the wine in. This one is 2,500 gallons. We don't use them anymore. Only 60 gallons. We stopped using these in the 70s. Number one reason, cost. A 60-gallon American oak barrel, medium quality, goes for about $500. French one double that, $1,000. And they don't last forever. We get about 2 or 3 vintages out of a barrel before the oak just doesn't have enough to give to the wine anymore, and we get rid of them. So do the math for 1,000 gallons, a lot of money. Oak, wine have been great friends for a long time. That's because oak gives wine some things that normally doesn't get by itself. Oak is semi-permeable. Lets a little bit of air get through it. A little bit of air that gets through helps age the wine and mellow the tannins. Another thing oak can give to wine are flavors. American oak, coconut, vanilla flavors. French oak, cocoa, coffee, and vanilla. And that's the second reason why we don't use these big ones anymore. When wine's in a barrel this big, the wine around the edge is in direct contact with the oak, getting those properties I just mentioned. Everything in the middle by diffusion, from the more concentrated to the less. The smaller the barrel, the greater the percentage of wine in direct contact with the oak. The smaller the barrel, the faster the wine can even age. Third reason, sanitation. At the end of the vintage, you need to clean out the inside of your barrels. For the big ones, someone needs to go inside. Hopefully they have a rather small head and body to fit through that hole, because that's the only way in and out. Child labor laws the way they are these days, we can't have there are a few of you that might fit in there. Don't go in there, we don't want to call fire. Any questions on the barrels? All right, let's go a little farther this way. We can all come in, we can all fit here. I've had 50 people in here before, so we got plenty of room. Come on, you can fit. We got plenty of room. Come on, I don't bite. I took a shower this morning. Okay, you're now in the section of our cellars that we call our Champagne Sherry Vault. We call it that because behind this wall we used to age sherry. The reason there's a wall here is we used to age sherry at a temperature of 110 degrees Fahrenheit. We need to keep the heat in the room and out of the rest of the cellars. The room is no longer heated. What's against the wall in there now? Bottles of champagne, our Grand Monarch champagne. And that's what I'm going to talk a little more about how we make our Grand Monarch champagne. Still in the old French traditional method, méthode champenoise. That method requires a 2-step fermentation process. Fermentation is basically sugar and yeast combined together to produce alcohol and carbon dioxide. Yeast are one-cell organisms. They're alive, and they eat sugar and excrete the alcohol and the carbon dioxide. So for Grand Monarch, we first make the base wine, which is 90% Chardonnay, 10% Pinot Noir. Then we put the base wine in bottles, then start the second fermentation process by adding sugar, adding yeast, and putting a metal top on the bottle, like those metal tops on those bottles on the wall. Second fermentation happens. All the carbon dioxide goes into the solution. Eventually, all the yeast cells die. Now all the little bodies are floating around in the bottle, and we need to get them out, because you're not going to want to drink your nice champagne with a bunch of dead little things floating in it. So next we put the champagne through a process called riddling, which involves putting them in a rack like that one, called a riddling rack. Holds each bottle at a 45-degree angle, helps gravity migrate the dead yeast cells into the necks where we want them. But gravity can't do that all by itself, so a person has to come around a couple times a day for a few weeks, up to a few months. Tap, 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 turn the bottle eighth of a turn. Tap, 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 turn the bottle eighth of a turn. Help get all the stubborn dead yeast cells in the necks where we want them. Now, most sparkling wine, large champagne houses have machinery that does that now, called gyro pallets. They shake, they turn, they get the yeast cells in the necks. Our winemaker hand riddles our bottles, as do some large champagne houses in France. And the people that do that in those houses in France can turn over 40,000 bottles in a day. Two-handed up and down the racks. Tap, 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 tap. And they have a special name, their job title. Can we guess what it is?
The
yes,
Riddler.
perfect, Riddler. Very good. Not many Riddlers left anymore. But when their job is done and all the yeast cells are in the neck, we plunge the bottles into dry ice, freeze them into a plug, pop the tops of the bottle. Pressure inside the bottle forces the plug of dead yeast cells out of the bottle, along with a little wine. Now, no more dead yeast cells. But now there's a space in each bottle that the winemaker has to go around and fill back up again with what the French call his dosage. His little secret formula of wine he adds to each bottle of champagne to fill it back up. Each winemaker has his own secret dosage. Add the cork, cage, champagne ready to be sold. Champagne made in this method, there's usually a statement on the bottle. This one has it front and back, fermented in this bottle. We make another champagne called Blanc de Blanc, fermented in the bottle. But to get the dead yeast cells out, we use a different process called the transfer method. Pop the tops of the bottles in a tank, filter out the dead yeast cells, and rebottle the champagne. On those bottles, the statement reads fermented in the bottle, because it was fermented in a bottle, just not the bottle you're buying it in. $45 up in the shop, Grand Menard. $15 up in the shop, Blanc de Blanc. Big difference, time, labor, and taste. Any questions on how we make our champagnes? And we can call them champagne. We are grandfathered in to the rules. The French don't like people calling their sparkling wine champagne. They hate it. They don't like it so much that after World War I, there was a Treaty of Versailles. Had more in it than just peace. The French added a little kicker. If you signed it, you agreed to no longer call any of your new sparkling wine champagne. But we've been making champagne since the late 1800s. We are grandfathered in. So our champagne is labeled and legally champagne. Okay, let's go under the stone building now. We're going to go through a tunnel. Please walk on the mat. It's less slippery.
Yeah. Yeah. I just started it actually. Yeah, so I don't have much followers, but I'm trying to build it up. Yeah.
What do you like mainly vlog?
So I just started vlogging, so I did my last vacation. I went to St. Martin. Yeah. So now I'm just like finding little activities to vlog. Yeah.
This is a large room. You're now under the stone buildings and in the section of the cellars that we call our cross wall. Around you are those 60-gallon barrels I talked to you about before. They are filled with our wines, every one of them. Do we smell something in the air in here? What do we smell? Fermentation. Wine, yes. Remember before I mentioned oak is semi-permeable. Let's a little bit of air in, let's a little bit of wine out. So over the course of a year, we can lose up to a gallon of wine out of each of these barrels into the air. That air, the wine that escapes into the air has a special name. It's called...
It's a wine tasting class.
Yeah.
I was a little bit late on that class. I'm trying to catching up their progress and trying to finish like 6 the red wine. Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
You have to guess like
and
the region,
I was,
the name.
Yeah, getting drunk so quickly. It's like a class.
Yeah.
A lot of like cheese and
Oh, nice.
yeah, stuff right now. In California.
Sparkling rosé. I chose sparkling rosé. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Struminer, Pinot Noir, Syrah. I have one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. You didn't? How many? You only click 3 for right now?
Yeah.
I didn't do a good.
Yeah. Right? Isn't that awesome? That's the wine. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna try one of these Sauvignon, Cabernet Sauvignon. Which one?
Okay. The next 3 wines. The first one is a Gewürztraminer. A German grape. Grape from the Finger Lakes. A white grape makes a very interesting white wine. This one. Baking spices. A little bit of fruit also, like pear, apple. It's like off-dry. Very nice with most things that Rieslings are nice with. It's similar to a Riesling, but it has those baking spices in here. The name, Gewürztraminer Long. If you go up to the Finger Lakes, they'll give you a little ditty to remember how to say Gewürztraminer. Girls are meaner. The second one is Carol's Mead. It's a honey wine. There are no grapes in here. This is fermented honey. Meads go all the way back to the Middle Ages. They used to serve them to the knights returning home from battle. They believed that the knights needed a break after a rough day. This is the mead they serve at the New York State Renaissance Festival in Tuxedo. This tastes kind of like golden blossom honey, a light golden blossom honey. If you don't like honey, you don't go here, because it's fermented honey. The third one is a Sauvignon Blanc from Chile. A typical Sauvignon Blanc, and you get some grapefruit on the palate. What's a little different about this one? Chili pepper on the finish. Yeah, a little bit of herbaceousness going on that back end. Nice, light, dry. All right, we're going to start on this side.
This is a little bit like fresh. I love it.
Yeah. You got sweet too, right?
Yeah.
Mine is sweet as well.
You didn't check our ID.
I know. Well, I think
They don't check my ID.
maybe because of my height, they'll check my ID, but I'm old. Okay.
Fruity, juicy sangria, a little sweet. Add some ice, add some fruit, and then top it off with the tequila. And then you'll be happy. Now the next one, I'm gonna have to taste a few of these with you because I haven't. This is a brand new list, and it's been a little while. It's a benefit of my job.
It's a tough job for somebody.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. All right, this second one is a Carignan from Chile. Carignan used to be just a blending grape. In Chile, it's very popular as a single varietal. It's a red grape. Medium body. Cherry. Cherry, a little smoke from the oak. And some red berries. Medium body, low tannins. Very nice. This is like an everyday red. The third one, another one I get to try. I haven't tried it in a while either. This is our Merlot. Saw them in the French barrels downstairs. Grapes from northern work of Long Island. Blackberry, licorice.
Is the Pinot off the number 7?
Yeah, that's coming.
Oh, okay.
Did I skip it?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
So we just finished our first wine tour and wine tasting, and I bought a bottle of rosé. It was so good, so I decided to get a whole bottle. And now we're gonna head to our second winery and picnic, so can't wait. The tour was really nice. I think we tried like 5 different wines, and then we got to try one sample for free. I mean, not free, everything is free, but we got to try one extra wine. Yeah. Now we're gonna head to the second winery. This was Brotherhood Winery, and it's actually the oldest wine, America's oldest winery. I actually got the rosé.
Did you? The
Yeah.
sparkling? It's nice.
So good. And that wine, the Rosario,
Yes.
she's the one my grandma made in Canada.
Really?
She used to grow grapes on her garden.
Yeah, Concord probably.
Yeah, in her backyard.
Yeah.
So it tastes exactly like that. So good. So, yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
This is the last 16.
Are you getting anything? Oh, they have the reason. The 1839, are you gonna go? No.
39 here, and the sweet wine. Carol's Met. neat.
Oh, camel's neat.
Yeah, just trying to find it if I can.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna get the glasses ready. You got the card?
Because it dates back to the 1600s, where they came over, the French Huguenots, with their European vines, and they wanted a piece of home. So they planted, and they were the first to systematically grow grapes for making wine. And they found that the grapes did not grow good in this area, and it was also our harsh winters with disease kind of wiped those out. So what they did was they saw grapes growing wildly. So when Henry Hudson sailed up the Hudson, he actually documented stepping off and seeing grapes growing wildly. Like that was an actual thing, which is odd to me because I've lived here all my life and I've never seen grapes growing wildly, but whatever. So the French Huguenots decided they were going to take those grapes and produce wine. And they found that wine to be unpalatable. So they started making hard cider instead.
Oh.
So that's the history of this area, and you know, it's a little interesting fact. So the first wine that you all have is a Cheval Blanc. We're gonna start with the lightest, the driest, and then we're gonna work our way up. Because of the heat, I like including two rosés at the end. One is a dry rosé, the other one is gonna look like a red, and it's gonna be a nice way to finish. I like starting with this one because it's the lightest. It is a dry Cheval Blanc, and the grape grows great in the Hudson Valley. You're gonna see that grape along with Riesling everywhere you go. It's dry, it has a citrusy grapefruit finish, and this is gonna pair nicely with antipastas, chicken, anything light and summer. So enjoy it, enjoy the sips, and I'm gonna get some umbrellas for you guys.
Oh yes,
I like
please.
introducing
Great
the
idea.
table the way it is, but then I'm gonna get
cute.
crowded and close to you all and just slip some umbrellas in,
Oh yeah.
and we can kind of go from there.
Starting to melt. I was like, I'm gonna have to borrow your.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
if you do one,
It's not that great, but it's doing something.
Winery, so we work with the winery super closely. I'm not sure if you've noticed, and we make sure our guests have all the good stuff. So, like I said, I don't see anything. Do your thing. Has a touch of cranberry juice, so that's what's going to give that tart finish to it. And it's very popular around Thanksgiving because of that. You know, it's paired nicely with turkey and stuffing, and so it's a hit in the area for that. Yes, but it's also great in the summer because it's served chilled and it looks like a red. Yeah. You know, napkin, donut.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Ooh, thank you so much. Here, take one of these.
Freshly made from Adams.
Amazing.
They really are.
Amazing.
Thank you. We love having you guys.
Is it okay?
And
Okay.
yeah, it's just, you know, sometimes with the heat, we hate it. Because I feel like, you know, it's out of our control, but at the same time, we want it to be in our control and try to, you know, figure it out. Yeah. But guests seem to really, even in the heat, enjoy, you know, at least being outside in the vineyard. And
I work in hospitality, so this is really good hospitality.
Then that means 10 times more. So thank you. Yeah. Because we work hard, but we want it to be, you know, a good outcome for you guys. So I'm so glad. We'll continue enjoying.
Teresa, maybe like Teresa Judice. Yes. Prostitution.
Engaged 19 times.
There you go, exactly.
That actually.
Of course.
What are these apple cider donuts?
Thank you so much.
Delicious.
Oh yeah.
10 out of 10. And they're homemade.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Who else can, you know, do
It's a little different from the.
That's right.
Yeah, from the normal. You could tell like the difference.
I haven't had these fresh in like so long.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a. I know I'm ready for the fall. Ready.
Yeah. How much glass of ball?
Sweater.
Stay stoned on your love all the time.
I'm heading back to the bus right now. This was such an amazing experience. While we were eating like lunch, we got to taste like different wines also during our lunch like service time. So it was pretty cool. Like everything was like 10 out of 10. The experience was 10 out of 10. Even though it was a little hot, they did accommodate us with umbrellas and stuff like that. So it wasn't so bad after, because that heat was booming on us. But I would definitely do this again. Had a great time. And yeah. Nobody's in there. Is this our bus? Is this not our bus? Oh, this is our bus. Oh. They're not opening?
Yeah.
Got you. I was walking to the bus and it was closed. So now we're waiting outside. I want to sit in the air. Like it's so hot, you know?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like,
Maybe that's there in the last minute.
yeah. Because she told me that she was going back to the bus. The lady in charge.
Yeah, like
I thought she was
30.
gonna. Oh.
It's 32 now.
Got you.
That seems fine. Don't worry, I took a picture of the bus.
Yeah.
When we depart.
I thought we were gonna get like a tour of this place also, but it was just a picnic. But it's fine.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So we don't need to test another round of wine.
Yeah.
It's better to go with food.
I think we tried at least at this winery. I forgot the name of it, like Magnanini's or something like that. I think we tried at least. How many wines do you think we tried here? Like 5? Was it 5? Like 5?
This round,
4. Okay. We tried like 4 different wines. I can't even keep up anymore.
I know. Because I don't know anything about wine.
Yeah.
All I do is just count.
Yeah. I was like, I know we had a good amount at the first place. We had like
6
because they gave us an extra.
Yeah.
And then at this one, they gave us 4. I think the last one was really good too.
Yeah, I like the last one.
Yeah.
And first round, I really like the old sweet one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't think I really like wine, just like sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're waiting to go on the bus right now to head back home. Yeah, had a lot of wine today. Had a lot of wine today. And every kind of wine. Red, white, rosé. You name it, I had it. This is our bus pulling up. I feel like I haven't picked up my camera. I didn't even close on my vlog yesterday. We're at, what is this? Not brunch. This is, but we're doing like lunch. We're having lunch. Lunch at Freeport. At Off the Hook. Let's see if the food is really off the hook. What's lunch and dinner combined? Dinner. Lunch and dinner? Oh. Dinner. So you're not eating again after this?
No, I'll probably have some syrup. I think I'm taking that mac and cheese to go because I know I'm not going to finish. That's going to be your dinner. It's the mac and cheese. You too, so you got mac and cheese and french fries. Yeah. It's going to be so cold. I know you like to start. I don't know, because you actually really finished it.
I finished all my food. That's why I look like that. My face be getting so oily, but I tried the Jeffree Star, not Jeffree Star, the
Patrick Star? You need the Nessa Myron. Patrick Star.
You need the domestic American. Am I Willie? I'm usually.
Let me see. No, you don't look oily at all.
Yes.
This is oily.
Yeah, you need to use the domestic American. She has two. She has one for like if you want it shinier, and then she has one that dries for matte.
What setting powder do you use? That's probably it too. One size. How do you set your face? I don't know, girl. I'll just press the powder over.
You know, I still couldn't open mine. I don't know what
You guys mom
Taylor
too?
did. Yes, and my dad. And nobody can open it. And we use the rubber band, we use the can opener, we use the rubber band and the can opener. They cannot open it.
What the hell? That's a
What happened?
Just break the lid at that point, yeah. Cause you,
How can I break the lid? With a hammer?
and like crack the size or something.
I feel like it's gonna like.
You gotta put it in,
spoil.
but you gotta get a container. Maybe order a container on Amazon to put it in like that.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Can we go to Jamaica?
Jamaica?
Right.
Like Jamaica Queens?
No, like Jamaica. You want to go to Paris? It's crazy for me to say Jamaica.
Because I thought you were talking about like right now you want to
No,
go.
We should do a cousin's trip to Jamaica. I want to go to Jamaica.
Why y'all always want to go to Jamaica?
Because every time I go to Jamaica, it's with family, and I never enjoy the vacation the way I
we never
want
get to experience it.
Exactly. Last time I was like and tired and didn't want to do anything.
Jamaica.
The moment I was just standing still,
You was bugging. That club was kind of lit. It wasn't bad.
I was like, I'm sleeping way too good on this trip.
I was sleeping a lot too.
Wow. Thank you.
That's way bigger in person. Thank you.
Our food is here. We all got lobster rolls. Mac and cheese.
It's not.
Raindrops hit the leaves like a secret drum. Every beat says the night's still young. Echoes of the ocean hum. Rain on the island, it washes it clean. Dreams drift slow in the spaces between. Rain on the island, a sound so serene. The rain fades out, the stars appear, but the rhythm stays, it lingers near. Rain on the island, forever here.
I'm currently at home right now. I had a good day. I didn't really talk much today. I went to Nautical Mile in Long Island, and we had like a little lunch at I forgot the name of it already, but it was one of those restaurants on Nautical Mile. The food was pretty good. I got a lobster roll, mac and cheese, and lobster roll, side of fries, mac and cheese, and we got like 2 drinks. We had a glass of rosé, and then we had like a lychee martini. That's all I got for y'all tonight. I will catch y'all in the next vlog. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Put on your notification buttons to notify you when I drop another video. Yeah, good night, guys.
I know that you're drunk. Tell me what you want. I know that you're drunk. Yeah. Tell me what you too drunk. Tell me what you want after this club. You know you're nasty, know you're nasty. Don't